Well, the trade deadline for baseball doesn't happen for another month, but nonetheless, we have trade news. Aaron Civale is no longer a Tampa Bay Ray. He is a Milwaukee Brewer. The Rays have traded him for the Brewers' 21st ranked prospect, and that did not last long, did it? Obviously, coming over last trade deadline last season, giving him up for Kyle Manzardo, one of the Rays' top prospects. Civale just never turns into what the Rays wanted him to see from him, what the fans wanted to see from him. It just never happened, and last year he was okay. This year it just wasn't good enough. Way too many home runs. The ERA is way up there. It just wasn't good enough, and the Rays decided to cut ties and move on. So we'll look at why the Rays decided to move on. We'll look at the original trade that brought him here, and then the staff now after his departure, because it's a deep staff and might be the reason why he's gone. I've been saying it since the start of the season, when our starting pitching staff was having those issues, to not worry too much, because this is not really our starting pitching staff. It was for the moment, and it is for the moment, but reinforcements are on the way, and they come in the form of Shane Baz, Drew Rasmussen, Jeffrey Springs. Those are some reinforcements, all right, so looking at his value here on Baseball Savant, looking at his breaking stuff, that's the only thing that's, pretty good. Everything else is very much below value. Looking at pitching run, fastball run, off speed, not great. Breaking ball, it's been there for him. That's sort of his thing, but everything else, it's just not been there. And when he has 6 different pitches, he just hasn't been able to put it all together to become that pitcher that the Rays hoped that he would become for them. He's had games here and there. I mean, he's been better recently, his last couple outings, but 85, 90% of the season, it's not been what we have been looking for. That ERA, as I said, over 5 right here at a 5.07. 2-6 record. Not that means very much. 87 innings pitched, so you're looking at a pretty good sample size there. It's unfortunate that it didn't work out, because the Rays did give up a pretty good prospect for him. So Kyle Manzardo, take a look at him. He hasn't spent too much time in the majors. He did come up for a little bit with the Guardians there, but just 87 plate appearances and not doing too much with it. 207 average. It's fine. He's still young, still 23, still a prospect. The only reason this isn't too upsetting to me is because the Rays, they were going to give up Kyle Manzardo regardless, in my opinion, because I think they like Xavier Isaac much better as that first base prospect. I do as well. So Manzardo was going to be the guy that gets dealt. He gets dealt. Civale's the guy that comes in. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. You kind of wish, if you were giving up a top, I think he was probably like the 55th ranked prospect when that did happen, when that trade happened. You kind of hope you got something that could stick around, make a bigger impact than Civale did. Doesn't happen, but you take your losses, and the Rays bring in a player that they like. And another thing is, I understand why the Rays made this deal. I mean, how can you not, when you look at how things went last season? At times, this team looked like a true contender. I mean, as good as anyone in the league. So when your pitchers were dropping like flies, McClanahan, Springs, Rasmussen, Eflin got injured at multiple times last season, are you just going to sit there while you have this team that's playing so well and just not provide them with a good pitching staff? No, you're going to go out and make a move, and they did what they thought was best. They got a pitcher, they got Aaron Civale, they gave up a top prospect. Didn't work out in the end, but I respect the aggressiveness, because it's not something that the Rays do very often. So I'm happy to see it. Sucks that it didn't work out, but overall, I'm okay with the attempt. And that is Gregory Barrios. So he is a shortstop playing high A ball right now. We can run through his stats here real quick. Hitting .325 in high A, 1 home run, couple triples, good amount of doubles. Don't know too much about him. I mean, playing high A ball for a Milwaukee Brewers affiliate, not exactly my my cup of tea, what I pay attention to with my time, but listening to an interview today with Eric Neander talking about the trade. He is the guy that they like, what he could bring. He is the 21st ranked prospect in the Brewers system, so not a Kyle Manzardo, not a prospect of that level that we're getting back that we gave up for Civale. So the Rays did lose this trade. It happens. They've won many. They lose some. This is one of those. You got to respect that they're, able to be self-aware of the situation that they're in right now and cut those ties and get something that they do like and that they do think they can get something out of. But with that current situation and them being self-aware, it's how deep this starting rotation is. When you're looking at Pepio, Eflin, Taj, Littell, and then coming in Rasmussen, Springs, and then the next guy to come in is Shane Baz. So that's the reason. He hasn't been playing good enough. He's not going to be... Once Springs, Baz comes back, Civale's pitched the worst so far this season, so he's going to be the one to go, and he went all right. In some personal, channel news, your boy got a new chair. See this nice leather thing? Let me show you this entire time, let me show you what I've been using. Those metal chairs you would see at like a barbecue, or I don't know where else you would see it, yeah. This cold metal chair is what I've been using this entire time. So, finally decided to cut ties, and now we got this. And we're sitting good. We're feeling good. Finally be able to be... I'm the type of guy where you can just put a mattress on the floor, and I'm okay. I'm good. So, it's weird, because while I was cold and uncomfortable on that chair, I wasn't even thinking, let me go get a nicer chair. I was okay. I was good. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. So that's what's coming up for the Rays next. Shane Baz getting called up, spending some time down in AAA, and it's been 2 years now with Shane Baz, so I wouldn't have our expectations too high for this start. I know he's all a player and a pitcher that we've wanted to see. We know the potential's there, and we know what he can bring to the table. We saw flashes of it the little bit that he was able to play for us, but just being able to stay healthy and put it together over an extended period of time, I think that's something we're all excited and been waiting for a long time to see. So to be able to see that come to fruition, it's going to feel good, and I do expect him to play well. Like I said, there's going to be some bumps and bruises along the way. Still a young player coming off of 2 years of not playing and pitching in the majors. It's going to happen, but be patient. I think we all like what we've seen from Shane Baz and the potential there. Let's just see how it plays out. As for Jeffrey Springs, I think he's another guy that you can expect to hear his name called pretty soon. Probably end of the month, if I had to guess, unless there's any delays that happen or occur in AAA. But once that happens, it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Do they move Littell into like a long reliever role or something like that? That's out of the rotation right now. That's the only guy I could think that could play that role. You're not doing that to Eflin. You're not doing that to Pepio. You're not doing that to Bradley. So that's the only guy that I would expect. You're not going to put Baz in that position. That's after just getting called up. So I'd assume Littell would be the guy to go to that long reliever, but we'll see. It's going to be nice to get some more reinforcements. But yes, the Rays did lose this trade. They accepted their losses. They were self-aware enough to get something while they could, and a month before the trade deadline, they go ahead and make that move, as Shane Baz is just about ready to get called up and play for this team and pitch some games and hopefully put something together. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Go Rays, and y'all have a blessed one.